So a very warm welcome to Daxi's 2021 kick-off meeting. Loads of people listening live, and I'll record so we can send round. So happy New Year to those that I haven't spoken to already. I think quite a few people are listening live. I've seen already. And welcome to what Ed and I feel will be a fantastic year for Daxi, and we call the year of momentum. So you'll hear Ed and I using the word momentum time and time again. So I'm a startup junkie. I'm a glutton for punishment. And what we mean by momentum is the point at which the business goes viral. So we're not a startup, we've got, numerous offices globally. We've got great headcount. We've got an amazing partners network. But it just gets to that stage where you're not pushing that snowball up the hill anymore. It's rolling itself downhill. And I think it's a fantastic time, both for crypto and for Daxi. So congratulations on being in the right place at the right time. So I'm just going to talk for a couple of minutes before I hand over to Ed. I've got a few introductions to make this evening. So it's no secret that it is our plan to scale up the business by tenfold this year. So that is an ambitious target. We've got some seriously big plans that need enacting. Sometimes I fall off my chair when Ed tells me the ideas he's coming up with, to be completely honest. So to give you an idea, we had an absolutely cracking Christmas to New Year, which is just bizarre. I know in the UK we were all at home and in tier 4, I think. I know we're properly locked down, but it was called tier 4 at the time. It's almost a full-time job understanding what's going on with coronavirus in the UK. But we actually had a really busy time, and the reason for that is crypto did phenomenally well over the Christmas to New Year period. I don't want to steal Ed's thunder because he's going to talk about the crypto market. So to give you an idea, we took 50 customers on Monday. So Monday was our first proper day back. We had skeleton staff making sure the wheels kept turning over that Christmas to New Year period. So when I say we want to 10x the business, we want to be taking hundreds, if not thousands, of new clients a day. So that involves upgrading pretty much everything that we do. And one of the things we're in the need to do is recruit massively. So I'm very privileged to be able to introduce 2 people who are joining us very shortly. So one of the things I found in the time I've worked for Daxi, which is nearly a year now, is that you lovely partners have kept me very busy. So I think we've now got almost 6 times the amount of partners now as to when I joined in February. And there's a number of people that keep me very busy with lots of questions and lots of queries, which is fantastic. But we're certainly at the stage now where I need some help in doing that. So Gareth Cleverly joins us on Monday. So I've dragged him out of his evening. He's the one in the professional red zip-up jumper. So I've actually worked with Gareth already over 2 jobs. He's a very talented sales director. And he'll be joining to support the partner network, which will enable me to deal with some of the other larger issues, things like press coverage, getting the ISA up and running. So I want to introduce Gareth first. Gareth, would you mind just introducing yourself, my love? You'll have to unmute yourself. I'm afraid I muted you just for background noise. If you could just introduce yourself and your background, that would be fantastic.
Of course. Hello, everybody. Good evening. Happy New Year. Very thank you, Catherine, for welcoming me. That was a lot of nice things to say about me. You don't say those to my face normally, which is very different. No. As Catherine said, obviously I've worked with Catherine in 2 different companies before, very successfully. My background, I've been in sales for 17, pushing on 18 years now. I know I look a lot younger. You'll see if you've got my video up. 18 years in sales. He's only 18 himself. I know you're thinking. But I've had 2 jobs in my lifetime. One was football and the other one was sales. And I've worked in sales in many, many different industries, which I think holds me in good stead. Because at the end of the day, sales isn't really about the product itself, it's about the people. And that's one big thing that I'm a big advocate of. The industry itself is something that's super, super exciting. I invested into crypto about a year and a half ago myself, only on a small scale. So I know a little bit about it. I'm no expert, that's for sure. I will learn, and I am learning everything about crypto and the Daxi way of things in the last few weeks and ongoing over the next month or so. And I'm super excited to do so. But the crux of it all is that you guys, the partners, you're the driving force of the business. You're what bring the pennies in. And I have nothing but good things. I sat on a call this morning with Catherine, and it was just a breath of fresh air, if I'm honest with you. I've managed teams from 5 to 50, up to 150 of individuals, and had managers underneath me. And I'm sitting here looking at these screens, and I've got a gentleman with a Daxi t-shirt on. Mr. Ben Coker, which is just a breath of fresh air. That tells me that you all really, really love the product, the brand, the people around it, which is very different to most companies that I've gone into. I've gone into fixed things, whether it be sales departments, whether it be individuals, whether it be the product, the marketing, you name it. It's always about fixing things. There's nothing to fix here. It's about just going with the flow and adding value to the product and adding value of what I can offer, which is fundamentally a support mechanism to you guys, the partners, to help you with any questions, queries, drive in the business to increase your networks, as well as the new products that are coming on in the new year with the IFAs and the new ISA product that's coming on, which is super exciting. Will take the business to a whole new level. So there's obviously a lot more to me, which what I'd like to do over the coming months is kind of individually introduce myself to every one of you and putting a bit of a document together with a bit of a CV about me, really, so that you all know exactly what you can ask of me and what's expected of me. Everybody had strengths and weaknesses, and it's important that you guys are aware of my strengths so that you can lean on those strengths for the benefit of the business and your own business models and your own pockets and overall the benefit of DAXI. So that's enough about me. I'll pass you back over to Catherine and Ed to carry on, because that's kind of all I know is about me at the moment. DAXI is in the hands of the experts, but I'm super excited, super looking forward to working with this business and this industry moving forward into 2020 and beyond. And hopefully we can work together. Thank you very much.
Amazing. Thanks, Gareth. So what else can I say about Gareth? So super thrilled you're joining us. We are a hat trick of working together. You're clearly a glutton for punishment. So what else do you know about Gareth? So whenever I've had a phone call, so I think we last worked together 4 years ago. We first started
4 years ago. Yeah.
12 to 14. It's been quite a long stretch, hasn't it? So whenever anyone has phoned me to offer me a sales director role and I've been happy where I am, I've always given them Gareth's phone number and only Gareth's phone number. Just very keen just to get rid of him, really. So Gareth's lovely. He is Welsh. Gareth's main loves in life are Wales, the Stereophonics. Don't mention that all the songs sound the same, and his wife, but very strictly in that order. So if you get a chance to talk to him in the next couple of weeks, start with Wales, Stereophonics, and his wife. You will be all good. So thanks, Gareth.
You missed football before the wife. So there's football in the middle of the wife.
Sorry, right.
Don't forget that, please. Let's not get things wrong.
So look, the other person I wanted to introduce you to this evening, who I've been a bit cheeky inviting on because he doesn't join us till February, and I know he's got a hard stop at 8:30, is Andy Field. I can't see, he's definitely on here, he's on the next screen. There you are. So Andy will be joining us to support our marketing. So as we all know, we're super excited to launch the ISA. We know that the future of the business is getting more involved in what we call the pro market. So the professional introducers, the IFAs, the wealth managers, the accountants. It's a market which is increasingly waking up to crypto, but isn't quite involved yet. And we want to pioneer that. We want to be absolutely at the forefront of that. So whilst, of course, we've got a great marketing team in New Zealand and they'll continue doing a great job, the business is now big enough. We need marketing resource in the UK. So all those times I say, oh, I'll do that when New Zealand wakes up. Hopefully that won't be something you'll have to hear from me for the rest of this year. So Andy joins us in February. I've broken his evening up, but Andy, would you mind just introducing yourself, my love, and your background? Sorry, I muted you, so you need to unmute.
Yes, hello everybody, I hope you can hear me. Yeah, like Gareth, I'll be joining the business very, very soon, and clearly it's an incredibly exciting time to be doing so. Certainly with all the plans that Catherine and Ed have got in place, and obviously with the support of you guys, and particularly in growing that pro network. A lot of my experience, actually I've been involved in marketing for over 20 years myself, Gareth, so similar to you, although not looking quite as young. So yeah, I've been involved in marketing in various capacities over the last 20 years, and primarily in financial services. Everything from the insurance industry to working with lenders, and actually more recently I've been working with the fintech as well. So sort of combining the financial services and fintech, which sort of is a really nice fit for where your plans are going with DAXI. So I would also like to offer my full support to you guys. I'll be making contact, much as Gareth will. We may even do it in a combined way. But yeah, I'll be there to offer you whatever support it is that you need, as well as working on all the new exciting the projects for the growth of DAXI and the different strands of marketing going forward.
Great stuff. Thanks, Andy. And Andy, obviously, Gareth loves football, Wales, and Stereophonics. Can you just give a quick run through what tickles your fancy in the same way? That would be great.
Yeah, well, I'm looking for shudders here, but I'm a football fan as well. I'm a big Leicester City fan, so I'm still living on that 5 years ago glory that we had and we'll probably never see again. I've been a Leicester City fan since I was born, really. But yeah, I'm married. I've got 3 fairly young kids. They're all homeschooled, actually, so it's quite hard work for my wife. And it's not just homeschooling during this particularly rocky period. We've actually elected to do it. So yeah, a lot of my time outside of work is taken up with the kids and following the football. And music-wise, big Charlatans fan. Don't know if that floats anybody's boat, but that's what I'm into.
Very good stuff, Andy. So 2 new faces, you'll see a lot more of them in the coming weeks and months. And look, obviously it really pains me to say nice stuff about Gareth, and Andy deserves all the praise, but we are recruiting some phenomenal people, so I'm truly thrilled that they are joining us, and I'm sure they'll make a substantial contribution to the business moving forwards. So look, just a couple of tiny little updates. I know I've talked to some of you this year, but not all of you. First thing, we joined the UK trade body for crypto, which is Crypto UK. We sent a press release out last night, I think. So we now sit on the board. I think there's 10 people on the board of that trade body. They do some really high level things, talk to the FCA, work with HMRC. They have some parliamentary input. So it's really high level stuff. And I and Daxi sit on that board. So a huge compliment. Other board members include eToro, Binance, and Coinbase. So for Daxi to be considered in that breath is just phenomenal. So a massive inroad for the business. The other thing that happened, which is exciting news, is that our exciting book is out. Sexy book. So as you probably know, Daxi wrote the chapter about crypto for that book. Very annoyed they turned up after Christmas. That would have saved me an absolute fortune in family Christmas presents. So that's pretty irritating. So a lot of you will be getting a copy of that. So just in terms of credibility for the business, that's fantastic. And we were the first chapter after the introduction. So that is all very good news. So you'll be getting a copy of that. So look, that's probably enough from me. Ed, over to you. I know you've got some updates. So yeah, I'll stick around to hear Ed. Thanks, guys.
Well, as I said to people before, it's a very, very happy new year to everyone, and I do appreciate some of the challenges that people have. You guys are locked down. What is it, tier 20 or whatever it is, where you're not allowed to tier 5. It's like a 5-star. There'll be a 6-star, so there'll be a tier 6 come through later, and I certainly fear for you because because where I live, that's what's called sun, ladies and gentlemen. I thought I would put a virtual background, but I won't, because it's. I thought I'd just show you what sun and freedom look like. For us, as I was saying to the guys before we started this, we have this weird thing where 2020 was a fantastic year for us, for Daxi. I think the last quarter was about 7 times better than the first quarter, and given what's happened in crypto, it's been fantastic. In our first day open, yesterday, we did more business yesterday than we did in the whole of the first quarter last year. So much so that sort of crypto was running out, and all sorts of funny things. And so, hey, look, the cool thing about it is that the crypto market has now hit this growth stage that we said it would. Okay, we did say it would hit there. So for those people that didn't take action earlier, they have to pay a little bit of a price. But the positive thing is the market still has a lot more to go, and therefore, just to reinforce what Catherine was saying, you really are in the right place at the right time, and really the market needed to get on to where it is today for people to really take the sort of action. I was yakking to Squid yesterday, and for those of you that don't know him, he's our key guy in Australia, he was saying that the market has got to a point where people who would just initially, have a little bit of a punt on crypto, buy a little bit, are now actually opening their wallets and putting money that no one knew that they even had into this space. Now, I've been involved with a lot of momentum markets in my life, and I know that there's sort of, you get this, it's a momentum, it's like that rumbling wave, and really it took until December for that really to hit, and we're there now. This year is going to be fascinating. I think that's the best word I can use. I think it will be fascinating, because it's, for all the positive things, it's going to be a little bit up and down, okay? And when you look at this market and when you talk to people, the buzz that we have no issues now in promoting that this market is going to rock and roll. We've spent 3 years telling people that, hey, it's going to boom, okay? And that question now is no doubt. Would you agree? Yeah, that's not a question now whether it's going to grow. There's too much positive stuff. There are other questions that we need to solve for people, in that the fact that the market is going to move around, and which coins should they buy, what strategies should they use. It's those sort of questions that we just need to deal with. And the primary job of everyone is really, it's that, how do we talk to more people? How do we go and find those people that are prepared to act now? And that's the great challenge that we all need to work together, because for everyone, it's a matter of a little bit having confidence to act and take action. So as a company, it's fair to say we're moving as fast as we possibly can. Our numbers of people, the people working for DAXI, will at least double in the next 90 days. It's fantastic to see Gareth and Andy join the team in the UK. Our goal is to ensure that the UK is a completely independent organisation from the rest of DAXI. We're expecting the UK business to grow more than 10 times this year. Actually, 10 times is crazy big, but actually, when you see our projections for the UK, even an optimistic person would be very skeptical if they saw the real numbers. But given what we're seeing at the moment, I think it's perfectly reasonable, especially when you imagine that the bulk of the UK don't own any crypto. Do you understand that? The bulk of the market, I suspect over 90% of the people who would normally buy this, if they knew the market was this exciting, they haven't even come into the market. So the timing for Gareth and Andy to join Catherine and the team is just fantastic, and we're really, really confident that these guys can take the business to the next level and be able to do that. We want to list the UK business as soon as we possibly can. That message of listing UK crypto, of listing crypto companies, is going to be one of the features of 2021, and we want to be part of that business. For those of you, that don't know, I have listed 2 companies in the UK before. The Utilities Warehouse Telecom Plus is obviously the most famous one. So I have an understanding of how the process works in the UK, with 2 actually highly successful listings behind me. So to do that, I need a very strong business, and that's all down to local leadership, which I'm really excited that we have that in place. The other things that I just want to say, when it comes to the crypto market this year, I think rather than, I think there'll be quite a few changes. As far as I think as far as the market, I think it'll grow differently than the last time it boomed. I think there's going to be much more of a focus on these blue chips. We've always said, hey, look, all the power is going to come through the blue chips, that Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin. The reality is we're seeing that in the marketplace. I was looking at the stats a couple of days ago, and if you go outside of the top 10 coins, if you look at the next 90 coins, which combined are 99% of all of the value in the crypto world, if you look at that bottom 90, two-thirds of them either had gone down in value when the market's booming, but two-thirds of them, their actual values had gone down, or they'd only gone up a little bit compared to what the big assets like your cryptos, your Bitcoins and your Ethereum. And that whilst I can imagine they're going to go up, that is a reflection of what we've been saying for the last couple of years, which is the market will boom, but the big money, the big institutional money will be focused only on those blue chip assets. And so that strategy that we've put into the marketplace is now proving to be correct, which is exciting, because it means that the message that you guys can take out to people is one where you sort of say, I told you so, or the market is proving that the strategy that we're recommending to people is the right one, which is super exciting. Now, when it comes to the Daxi coin listing, where we're at is we've actually had our final approval. We've actually had our final approval from the exchange. It's taken us about 2 months to get an approval, which we thought would actually take a little bit longer. We thought it would happen a lot faster than that. If you can imagine, the crypto market is crazy at exchanges. So they've told us very bluntly that they are not moving as fast as they would normally move. For us, it's just a matter of getting final agreement, signing agreements and all that sort of stuff, and then agreeing a date. And so the reason why I haven't been making any announcements on this thing is that I'm just, like every day, we're waiting for things to happen. So as soon as that happens, I'll put the message out. We haven't stopped the DAC pack because of what they're doing is delaying us at the moment. If you know anything about public listings or any of these sort of things, these sort of delays can often happen. The key thing is that process is well on track, and as I said, we cleared that final hurdle, which is great, and yeah, we're just waiting on them, unfortunately. I wish I could give you better information. I wish I could give you final details, but I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting to hear what these guys will bloody say. And you can't push them, because let's be honest, these exchanges, their revenues like ours are up 10 times in 90 days. And so, they've got all sorts of pressures and requirements. That it's just the same issues that I have, which, you got all this growth issues of hiring people and structures and, and all of those sort of things. So, yeah, so that's, I wish I could give you some details. I'm going to announce a price rise very, very soon. I wanted to combine it with some news as far as the actual listing, but I think we'll do that anyway. It'll be a good size one, because we priced that into the listing value. So, and that'll be super cool. But when I know the listing date, the way it works is that when you agree the listing date, so they give you a slot. So exchanges obviously don't have every new asset launched on 1 week. They obviously scatter them along a period of time. They give you a date, and once we know that, then we can look back and say, okay, this is when the DAC pack needs to close. as I said, I think we lost probably 2 months with these guys pissing around, because we are different. We're not a normal new startup crypto coin with a couple of techies working in their underwear in their mother's, garage. Okay, we're a much larger organization, so that they had to deal with that. So other than that, so number one, the market obviously is fantastic. The key thing is we just got to go out and talk to people. Secondly, the listing process is, we cleared the final hurdle. We're just waiting to hear on what that's going to happen, and we'll announce a price increase very, very soon. As far as the business is concerned, we're just aggressively pushing scale and expansion. As I said, the numbers are. I can imagine this quarter will be probably 5 times what the last quarter was, which is crazy. It's before even Gareth has weaved his magic on the business. So he'll be going into something which will have a lot of excitement to move things along. And look, as far as everyone here and everyone who's watching the recording, guys, I've been involved with many markets, booming markets, and there is a time where you just have to go all out 24/7, don't sleep, massive action, and you just have to get into it. And the rewards that you get are so good, and the value that you can add to people is just fantastic. And now's that point. We have a lot of new ideas to help you spread the message and to help you ensure that people join. But if you have any other ideas, please share them with Catherine and the team. Share them amongst yourselves so we can actually find ways of really pumping what we're doing and telling the British and Irish people, about our opportunity, because we will look after them better than any business in the world. So that's really all I wanted to say, Catherine. Thank you so much, everyone.
So I suppose just Q&A really. I know Ed and I have got another call to get on in a little bit, but just really to open the floor to any questions. I'll stop recording so everyone can have the privacy. But yeah, any questions from the floor, feel free to ask or pop in the chat.